There we go.
Now we can hear him.
Swipe left.
We can't see you.
That's. I have a face for radio.
Okay, so calling the meeting to order. We have any changes? Road foreman. Let's just go straight to the heart of this meeting here.
Yeah. I don't have a lot. We're working on the Boynton Road, Old Tavern Road grant stuff right now.
Oh, perfect.
The only snafu in that is the people doing the electric, buried electric. You know, and I kind of come in the middle of, so at some point Green Mountain Power received a permit from the town to do some of that work down there. And they called the office this morning and asked if they could close Old Tavern Hill. And I said, yeah, but you know, we need to give people a couple days notice. And so I said, you know, Thursday would be fine if you put something up. And they went ahead and put up a sign that said they're closing it tomorrow, and we stopped and saw them, and they said, Brad, the concrete's coming tomorrow morning, so that's when we're closing it. So how big a battle do you want to make of it? I just said, it was approved before me. You know, hindsight's 2020. Then Almond sends me a text tonight and says, "Oh, you guys are ditching Old Tavern Hill. You should put under drain under." I get that at 6 o'clock tonight as they're gonna cross the road with power going across Old Tavern Hill now. So Monday morning quarterbacking is, we're gonna have a power line, a buried underground power line underneath the Old Tavern, and which is probably gonna make it a snafu for trying to put under drain under there at some point down the road. So I think that's the only major thing.
And that's on down by Boynton. When you talk about Old Tavern Hill, is that right?
Well, it's above. It's above
below
the
Piper
first.
Hill.
It's above the first house on Old Tavern on the right hand side there.
Casper Lane.
Below Casper.
Okay.
Above, just above the first house on the right.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also crossing Boynton Road. Somebody gave them permission to cross there, apparently right at the end of our tar. So I see the tar kind of giving way there after works. So I'm kind of in it at this point. Somebody gave them a permit. You know, I know a lot of other towns negotiated, like Londonderry, they're putting a bunch of stuff on. They're moving a bunch of power line out on Londonderry's road, on under the mountain road, and they're gonna put 6 inches of crushed gravel on under the mountain road for Londonderry, allowing them to move it out into the right of way. So we might have been able to negotiate some things, but I don't think we did. Other than that, I don't know, unless you guys have got some complaints, we were gonna change the culverts. There's a plugged up culvert on Old Tavern Hill that kind of Bill thought that I kind of dug the grave.
Oh God, yeah,
But
that's
that culvert is plugged. We were gonna try to do that. We're gonna try to do that the same day that they close the road, but it's just above Casper, so the people from Casper couldn't get out either way.
Yeah.
So I said, well, that's not a good idea. So we've changed our plans on that. But that culvert, we shoveled on that culvert, shoveled it. We're gonna replace that culvert.
You're gonna upsize it a little?
I don't know that we're gonna upsize.
That's not a big culvert. That's like a 15-incher.
It's an 18, but what I was looking at is maybe to keep Bill a little happier and maybe to make it a little easier on the town. I think it went too far in length when it went over.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a little deeper than it needs to be. So I'm hoping to pull it up a bit and get it so the outlet end has a place for the water to go instead of me having to dig a grave at the end of it, that we can hold it up a little bit.
Yeah,
It's like 3 feet deep and it doesn't need to be 3 feet deep. So
Yeah.
we're gonna do that one with the transit and see if we can try to appease some of everything.
Yeah.
Make maybe Bill's life a little less stressful and maybe make it so it's easier for us to clean it out. That's where we're headed on that. But the plan didn't work to do it on the same day because then the people in Casper are trapped there. That's kind of where we're at.
Good.
That's all I have unless you guys have something else.
Oh, good, thank you.
Okay.
Great.
Any changes to, excuse me, changes to the agenda? I think we've got a couple of, you know, old and new things that we'll just,
Do we want to move up to Lincoln tax issue? Is that why Gretchen's
well,
here for
yeah,
that?
that's,
Is that why Gretchen's here? So
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. I think we ought to get that done soon, maybe right after the meeting minutes.
Dog would love that.
Good.
We like to make
We'll
dogs
do
happy.
it. Any other changes to the agenda? Okay, public comment, any public comment?
I have one if you can hear me.
Yeah,
Got
Can
it.
hear you.
Okay. Do I have the floor?
you do.
Okay, yeah, sorry for the snag coming in. I'm Ben Mattice. I'm married to Catherine High Burdick Mattice up on 168 Old County Road. We've taken some of the family property up there. Our new construction is across the street from where my mother-in-law, longtime Weston resident, Helen Burdick, passed away in 2019. So we have a family home constructed on Old County Road. I read with interest the beginning of July, Mr. Lindell's comments about the
Yeah, that would be Linville, that's me.
Lindell. Okay, all right. Sorry for the mispronunciations. And and as an aside, thank you to Shauna for walking me through the process on getting logged in a timely manner. So just for the background, we found, since we've been going through home construction for the last 3 years, that Old County Road has a dearth of access to the outside world by electronic communication. So cell services in and out. We were taking hope that there would be fiber optic cable when most of the town got wired, I think, for Fidium. And I read Jim's comments that there are 10 to 20 homes in town that don't have broadband access. So the point of my public comment tonight is what can we as residents do to help with the efforts to bring the remaining 5% of us that don't have access to broadband into the 21st century. And if I read the estimates right, there's a number being thrown around that it might be close to 30,000+ per home to bring us onto the fiber optic network. So my question would be, what can we do as residents to, petition the state for help? What can we do as individuals to maybe underwrite some of that cost? I'm not getting straight answers from cable providers like Fidium. Says it's going to be like 5 years or so before they anticipate doing the Old County Road on their own. But I'm not sure the extent of the issue, how many other streets in Weston aren't hooked up. And does anybody have news that's better than 5 years from now?
You're asking a really good question, Ben. I have a couple of comments on that. First of all, the state has formed and has been funding communication union
Districts.
districts. And we were a member of the Deerfield Valley, and then they're called CUDs.
Yeah.
That's, you know,
Yeah.
typical of Vermont. And we just got kicked out of our CUD.
That's not exactly right. We got kicked out for the purposes of that one grant application.
Oh, really? I thought we were just.
No, I think it's just for that one grant application.
So anyway, so I misunderstood that, and Linda's more of an expert than I am on this, because her husband is in charge of staying on top of the whole CUD situation.
But I would just interject here that, so the CUD is applying for a grant, but left Weston out, because Weston has too high a income average or whatever it is, and they thought that would mean that they would lose this grant. If they lose the grant anyway, Weston is back in, or Weston is back in for future funding, but it's still, the Deerfield Valley, and Weston in particular, is still way down on the list. It still might be 5 years, because there are so few people, the percentage in Weston is so low compared to the percentage in other towns, of people who don't have broadband access. So we're down in the priority list. So I don't think I don't think that's good news. But I would love to know if there are some other possibilities.
Yeah, and I would too. My only other comment was that my house is up on Route 155 north of, we're basically the last house on 155 in Weston. We don't have fiber optic, but we do have copper from Comcast. And we have really good internet with copper, not with, so that may be something to look at. But none of that is very helpful, but it's something that's on our minds.
Okay.
Comcast rivals what I could get for fiber at the house for speed. And
Yeah.
about the same price.
Yeah, well, we're Catherine's up there until tomorrow. So Vermont Telephone has a wireless option that I think they call it for those of us on the last mile. So we're going to see if that's a little bit more reliable. And I appreciate your comments on the copper, and I think that was Infinity and Cox. Their regional office in Rutland is, no one will proffer any kind of idea of whether they would even run the service and how much they would charge per house to get it a certain distance. So I don't know what the Priory's doing for access. I guess I'll try to check the next time we're up there. So I guess, is there any clarity on where that $30,000+ amount came from? Is that, because there was a comment in those minutes about this should be regarded as an infrastructure project, and I took that to mean a long-term infrastructure investment for the town, or would it be the county or the state?
That was the number that Linda's husband, Rusty, had gleaned from a meeting of the.
Yeah, there's not real any authority to it, but it's tens of thousands.
Yeah.
You know, it's expensive to do those. Yeah.
One other
Right, left.
thought I have, and is one of the, either HughesNet or Starlink. Those are, they're satellite internet. They have pretty good speed. But when I was, suffering with a direct subscriber line that if my neighbor read the New York Times on Sunday morning, we both crashed because we were on the same system.
Right.
But I got both. Well, I sent Elon a check for $300 to get on Starlink, and he hasn't sent my money back.
Right, yeah.
But I did get HughesNet, and HughesNet actually works. It's got a lot of lag, but it's fairly fast until it rains or snows.
Yeah. Yeah, and those would be interim fixes, I guess, that each homeowner would look at. If the majority of the population in the town have access to fiber optic that was provided by public funds, which was the whole initiative about putting broadband into the hands of most of the populace in the country. Yeah, I'd hate to send money to Mr. Musk myself, and I guess you'll be waiting a long time for your refund, so.
I think I will, yeah.
Yeah. So I'd like to keep the focus on, is this an infrastructure item where, the residents of the town should have an expectation, from our government, starting in Washington, right on down to
Weston.
to Park Street in Weston, to have at least that access to broadband instead of putting jury-rig systems together. We've been playing with Earthlink for the past 4 months, and I guess there's a reason they don't require you to sign a contract because it only works from day to day. You never really know. So hopefully we'll do better with Vermont Tel. I think they have a long-term objective to make cable broadband available across the state, but they're saying the same thing. They don't see anything reaching into the far reaches of Windsor County this decade. So so is it your sense that this is something where the town or the homeowners would have to go it alone if we want to see anything before 2030?
Well, all I can say is that so far, all these initiatives have been either federal or state. And to have it would be a major change in philosophy to have the town involved in
Right.
providing this kind of infrastructure. But this is something that we're paying attention to, more or less all the time. So,
All right.
that's probably not very comforting, but
yeah. Okay, so I'll keep pushing it. I guess through our state rep then, and hope that Balint and Sanders can squeeze out some federal money maybe during the next administration. So, but anyways, thanks for letting me have the floor, and we'll keep an eye on that.
great. Thanks, Ben.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Jeff.
And I should have brought this up under road foreman, but I'm going back to this topic. So there's some folks around just willy-nilly running orange cable up our ditch lines. And it's all over Weston, and I think it's some of this stuff that we're talking about. And it's basically laying right on top of the ground, and I meant to bring it up.
Do we know who's doing
I
that?
don't even know who's put this stuff.
Are they doing it where they're putting in the new poles and just staging the cable, or
No,
what?
this is stuff that's been put in. We actually hit a bunch of it on Johnson Hill when we're ditching. There's numerous spots all over the town. Remember a couple of years back when they were mounting those boxes to the telephone poles, and I think it has to do with this, getting this broadband around, but they're just throwing the stuff in the ditch and throwing just a minimal amount of cover over. I can show you in 4 or 5 places where you go down 6 inches and you're in it. And I mean, any work.
Is it a
done in-
single cable or a bunch of
It's a
cables?
single orange cable.
Yeah,
And I haven't yet gotten a hold of it and pulled it up to find out whose house it goes to. But like
Wow.
on Johnson Hill, there's gonna be somebody when we start plowing that's gonna be terribly disappointed because it's now laying right on top of the ground. And it comes down the telephone pole where we found it. It comes down the pole. And I think it has to do with this fiber optic stuff. I think they're like cheating the system and just throwing it on top of the ground, basically. So, anyway,
Wow.
I didn't know if you guys knew anything about it.
this is the first I've heard of it.
But down on Johnson Hill is a spot, we've got like a 15-foot spot of it that's uncovered. And the guys are like, what do we do with this? They got in the bucket and we got it up here, and I'm like, well, it shouldn't be there.
Right.
Is it broken? And we kind of tucked it off the side of the road, but we found it in numerous spots now.
And this is going to a house presumably?
Track it that far, but it comes down the pole and goes up the road, and I'm like, it's the only thing I can attribute it to.
So do you think you could track as to where it goes?
You probably could, you probably
Could
could.
you?
I mean,
I'm
it's-
asking
it's
if you
close
could.
enough- It's close enough to the surface that I could probably pull it up and go right up the ditch line, pulling it up like you'd pull a rope out of it. I mean, that's how close to the surface it's.
I think we
Very.
should, I think
Do
we
one
should
and
try to
figure it
find
out,
out
yeah.
what it is and who it is. And
Yeah,
Cause any work done, right away is supposed to have a permit for
Right.
one,
Right.
and then,
You can't just throw it in the ditch and
Well, we
expect us to
can't.
work around
we
it.
can't even ditch. I
Right.
mean, really legitimately where this stuff is, so when Ben brought that up, I'm like, oh, that was something that's gonna bring up on the road for me. There's cable, and it's really all over town, we run into it about everywhere.
Wow.
I think, can we authorize Jeff and his crew to try to figure out where it goes and
Yeah,
who it is?
You know, you can go to almost any telephone pole and find the orange cable coming down. I'll get a couple pictures and we'll see. And
yeah, and I'll be glad to come out and
yeah, no.
Trace it.
I'll-
Yeah,
I'll set
I
up
would
a
chase
time.
it down.
I'll set up a
I can
time.
do that.
You guys
I'll put on my hiking boots and let's have some
Fun.
fun.
Well, I
Yeah, I
didn't
like
know
that
we
too.
could probably, we can hook it to the back of your car and just pull on it till we get to the house, you know? That's all I
Get an
had.
extra
Yeah.
charge for the car.
You're being recorded, Jeff.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It's not the town car.
All right. I think we should find out what it is and then
Yeah, for
decide what to
sure.
do.
Yeah.
Either they're not permitted or they're not doing it properly according to their permit. Or something else.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you.
Okay, meeting minutes.
Yeah, I just have a question. I sent, Shauna, thank you as always for doing these, and I sent you some corrections before, but I just have a question about under the Mountain Recreation Director. The second paragraph, discuss program funding, and whether to maintain the contract or return to annual town meeting for approval. I thought we decided that, and then you say that the discussion also touched on budget allocations, blah, blah, blah. Didn't we agree to take
Yes.
that back to the town
Annual.
and at least for this year? And then ask the town if they wanted another 3-year contract? I think
We
that's what
did.
we decided.
I'm sorry, I think, sorry, I just want to say something. I think maybe like, cause during that, like, cause I had asked a question, I maybe have maybe it seemed a little convoluted at that time, just going back to what you're saying, Linda. So I'm
Yeah.
glad you're clarifying. I thought in the end of that, we did decide that we were going to do a 3-year. Am I-
Mm,
No, did we not? We just said we were going to do for a year. I'm just,
I think I recall saying we were going to go back and bring it back to the town.
Yeah.
oh no, I'm sorry. Thank you for clarifying.
Oh, yes.
We said we were going to go
Bring it
back.
to the town for a
I
3-year.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Bring it back to the town and get them to approve. it.
Yes, I
Yes.
apologize. Thank you for clarifying. I'm sorry. Yes, thank you.
No, you don't need to apologize. That's good. Okay. That's the only comment I have about the minutes.
Also, no, can I ask one more question? I mean, I know I can, not to ask that, but not to, I know that's a little hard with the Zoom thing, because I'm not typically there. I'm sorry, I was having crazy internet issues earlier. So when we go, just the question is, when we go to the town to present it, are we gonna go to the town and say, this is what we're gonna, what we would like for that 3-year period? So it'll be a part of that contract that he's asking us to kind of go and like work with the other towns to, basically, he was like, I'm not supposed to go and ask for more money, but I'm asking for more money. So when we go to the town, are we clarifying to being like, this is gonna be a 3-year contract with him for that amount of money, or is it like, we're gonna go and just be like, we're gonna try it for 1 year? I think I just wanna clarify that we're doing it for 3 years when we go to the
We're
town.
gonna go back and ask for a 3-year commitment again.
Yes,
At town meeting,
I
right?
just want to clarify it was going to be a 3-year commitment, because I was the one who had asked
Yes.
about it being a 1 year. So I just, I wanted to make sure that I was on the same page. Sorry. Thank you.
To that point, if we took that first sentence of that, the select board discussed program funding, specifically whether to maintain the current 3-year commitment set to expire in 2026. And we just gonna say, we will return to the annual meeting for approval. Annual town meeting for approval.
I don't
Is
think
that
we
right?
need the word return. We will ask for approval at the annual town meeting.
Yeah, okay.
Linda is so good with the vernacular. Linda's excellent with the vernacular. It's so clear. It's very clarifying. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I wish I was there right now, by the way, just so I could like feel the vibe and be there. I just, it's very different not being there.
I know it's hard. I did it by Zoom. It is hard.
I'm sorry about that. I just,
That's all right. No, you don't have to apologize. So then we wait for approval until we get the minutes, until we get them corrected. Is that right? So we'll do it next time. Okay. I didn't have any notes on those.
That may not change our pagination.
Yeah, it's up to you. So
So,
sometimes
Yeah.
if the correction isn't on the signature page, I will just correct it and add it to the signature
Yeah, so-
page. But it's totally whatever you guys are comfortable with.
how about, I'm gonna move that we approve these meetings with that change. And that we sign the signature page and count on Shauna to get it right.
Shauna, it's on you.
And Brian
Second.
is second.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye,
We'll sign your copy.
okay. We can just, this is the one I've got.
That's for,
Shauna, do we need a guest list?
I have everyone.
Oh, good, okay.
Thank you though.
Okay, so
Okay, Gretchen,
Hi.
can you believe it?
Well, I'm just reading this policy for the first time, so.
Oh, that's right. She just handed it
She
to us,
just
a
handed
copy
it
of
out,
it. didn't she?
Yeah, I don't,
Yeah.
not sure I've got it.
Shauna, do I have that in my email?
Kim just did it today, so I doubt it.
Okay, cool.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. I just want to make sure that I'm clear that I have nothing. Okay, great, cool.
Kim can probably
That's
email
kind
it.
of a joke. That's just,
I emailed it to her already.
Oh, Kim said she did email it this afternoon.
Oh, Kim, you are excellent. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hold on, let me just look. Just want to be on the same page. Okay, yes, I see it. I apologize. Thank you. Okay.
I gotta say, I haven't had a chance to review this.
No,
If someone has and has confidence in it, I would accept a motion, but if not, I suggest we,
I agree.
read this over and
bring it up. Yep.
do it at our next meeting
I
when
agree.
we've looked at, because this will be important to get right.
Right, right. Can I just bring up one thing?
You bet.
The repayment plan, it talks about having it in writing. And that was one of the things that was in the minutes that you guys said you wanted to have.
Right.
Did you have anything in mind for that document in writing? Like, I don't have to come up with it every time, right? It would be a standard kind of a.
Would be a standard form, I would think, in which you would
Okay.
fill in the numbers.
Right.
Okay,
And the
so
names.
because you're gonna look at this again, I'm gonna ask, I found today in my appendixes of my handbook, a model delinquent tax agreement.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
Can I have Kim copy them and give them to you?
That would be
Perfect.
great. That
Yeah.
way we can do it all
Or-
together next.
Even
Okay.
Shauna,
And
yeah.
then- Yeah, I'll get some copies and
Okay.
leave them here.
Great,
Great.
good idea.
Cool, thanks.
Perfect.
Thank you, Gretchen.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna table this.
Agreed.
Okay,
So in our last meeting, we had the previous policy that we made some changes to. So you might want to look back at that just to see what the changes were.
Compare,
We made
yeah, absolutely.
comparison purposes.
Yep.
okay. So opioids settlement. Does anybody have any idea how much money we're talking
It's
about?
exactly what I wrote in. I'm like, what
It's
is it?
between
Yeah.
15 to 75 bucks. Kim will know probably more offhand, but it's like every other month it's 15, sometimes it's 70. It all changes.
You get
And
paid
it goes
monthly?
for-
So like one payment per month?
I don't know how often we get them. They come every once in a while.
So we're already getting them, so why do we have to do this?
This is a second one that they want to know if we want to participate in.
I see, okay.
And I have read this thing through. And I don't know how much money we're talking about here, but particularly since doesn't sound like it's much, which doesn't surprise me, honestly.
Right.
Thank you, Sackler family.
Right.
I'm wondering why we shouldn't sign the Exhibit K, which gets the money to us. And says, we're not gonna sue anybody and blah, 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 as opposed to the K1, which we allocate the money to the Vermont Abatement Account
Yeah,
Fund,
yeah.
which I mean, I have no idea what that is, and I don't know why we would do that. So,
And I guess the question is, what are we doing right now? We're getting the check right now. We're not giving it to Vermont Abatement.
But this is, yeah, that's right.
This is completely
Oh.
different, so maybe.
Maybe Kim can answer that question.
Kim said over the course of last year, it was almost $1,000. There's no real rhyme or reason how they come in. It's so strange.
Directly to us?
Oh,
Yeah, but it's not like every 4 weeks. We just sometimes get them, sometimes.
It's $969.
That was, for that one.
So I'm sorry, Jim, as you understand this, we either get it ourselves or we give it to the state?
There's two
Yeah.
choices, yeah.
Is it, is
And
that
this-
what you,
and
did
the-
you read over it?
Yeah, I read it
Is
too.
that what
That's
you-
exactly what it is.
The
There's two
state
choices.
abatement fund, and I had no abatement account, I had no idea what they're abating. But I just can't, it's hard for me to think of a reason why we would pass this on to the state abatement
I
fund.
think that they were, maybe I'm misunderstanding my assumption maybe, was that they are going to use this towards helping people with issues like that, but maybe that's just an assumption that I'm making, so. 'Cause I didn't-
Well, I don't, that's a great question, but is it a part of like a program, or a plan that is not just like paying back, but giving back, like reestablishing help for the community? Is that what it is? So that's why we would give it to them?
I didn't get the detail. The only detail that it said here was the government entity agrees to use any monies it receives through the agreement solely for the purposes provided therein. And when I read further, I didn't get therein, but maybe I'm missing something because I'm not a lawyer.
Neither
Well,
am
if we
I.
go, if we go to the paragraphs on the top of the second page, it says, based upon subdivision participation forms, presumably ours and the rest of other towns in the state, received on or before September 30th, the subdivision participation rate will be used to determine whether participation is sufficient for the Purdue settlement to move forward, and whether a state earns its maximum potential payment under the Purdue direct settlement. If the Purdue settlement moves forward because enough people have signed on to it and goes effective, your release will become effective, okay? If the Purdue settlement does not move forward, the release does not become effective. And then we go to the next paragraph, which says to me that unless enough people say they will participate, there won't be any money at all because it won't be worth their while or something, I don't know. Any subdivision that does not participate in the direct settlement cannot directly share in the Purdue direct settlement funds, even if other subdivisions in the state are participating and sharing in those funds. Any subdivision that does not participate may also reduce the amount of money for programs to remediate the opioid crisis in its state. So if we don't participate, we might put in jeopardy how much funding the state gets. Please
But the
note.
question, right, so, but the question, if we participate in it, are we losing the ability to get other funding because we're participating in this?
No,
No, okay, I just clear it.
I don't see that.
No, I don't think they're two separate.
Okay.
Please note, a subdivision will not necessarily directly receive Purdue settlement funds by participating. Decisions on how they're used will be allocated within a state, subject to interstate agreements or state statutes.
So is there like a background of a percentage that needs to be met for the amount of people that are participating in it? That's like something that we just don't know?
Sounds like it.
Okay, cool.
Well,
Just figure it out.
this needs to be signed by the 30th, and the next paragraph is you are encouraged to discuss the terms and benefits
Yeah,
of the Purdue settlement with your counsel, Attorney General's office. How would you like to call the Attorney General's office, Shauna?
Give it a whirl.
And see, and we can, discuss this at our next meeting.
It also said, the final paragraph in that section says, information and documents concerning the settlement, including a complete and how it is being implemented in your state and how funds will be allocated within your
I
state
didn't catch it.
can be found on that website,
Oh, yeah.
website that they give. So
Yeah,
maybe,
so that might be a
maybe
good
you,
starting point.
maybe you start there.
Okay.
Thank you for your research assistance.
I might start with a call, because I'm guessing that if everything is as urgent as this piece of paper, the stack of papers we're looking at, that the website will be.
Well, then it might be a place to start if she looks at the Vermont part of it and then, and then knows sort of what questions to ask.
Swipe left.
Shauna, our trusty steed, getting us through the understanding of all these things. Thank you, Shauna.
Well, yeah, if it doesn't have to be done till September 30th, we can wait till the next time. I think that's a good idea.
Let's do it.
Excuse me, can I just give you these?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And this is where it's from, it's a sample, so
Okay,
at least it's a
fantastic,
start.
thank you.
It's great.
Okay,
Appreciate
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Two.
You want these extra copies?
Oh, 1, 2, 3, did I do too many?
You did 5, but that's okay. Shauna, do you want one of these?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you, Gretchen.
You're welcome.
Should we just do two? You put-
Yeah, this is great. This is exactly what we need.
Yep,
And I think it's so important to get it in writing.
for sure.
I mean, there's a real practical difficulty in doing that because a lot of the people who are delinquent on taxes that, you know, they're not in town. They're
Fine.
executing,
Yeah.
but so getting that signature can be a grunt, but I think it's good to have it. Cause, yeah,
Well, you know,
Every
we may be
year.
able to send this by email to somebody who
Yeah.
doesn't live in town and they, you know,
You sign it.
they sign it by email
not, yeah.
and send it back or say, I agree or whatever. I mean, I just think it's. Anyway.
Okay, Planning Commission zoning bylaws, grant.
Is this a
submission.
municipal planning grant? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah.
here? Yeah, okay. Great.
Is that in here?
Looks like
Yeah, it
this.
is number 6.
Yeah,
And I just put the names in randomly because I knew Jim would be here today and Linda, you are the
Mhm.
secretary. Kim couldn't be in there twice as 3B and 3C.
Mhm.
And then I talked to Matt from Wyndham Regional, and this is very similar to the planning commission grant that they got for the town plan.
Mhm.
Oh, right,
Um,
right. I
This is
remember.
just the first step. Getting the funding for doing the zoning bylaws. They were going to have a meeting last night, but they didn't have a quorum, so don't really have anything to report. Other than Matt said it would be helpful to have this.
absolutely. So,
And I did on the second page. On the top, I did click yes, basically because Wyndham Regional will handle most of this as they did the town plan one.
Check.
oh, the regional
box.
planning
Yeah.
commission will serve as agent, yeah.
Okay.
So,
Sure.
do I
you're
have a
doing the work
motion to
for us.
approve?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any other discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Okay, so. Let's see,
Next, second page.
where do we, oh, here we go,
Second, and I think the third may need a signature.
And then you'll get,
And then,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Jim has to sign the bottom, the third
Yeah.
one. Did you get this?
not yet.
And then Katie, whenever you are back home, if you wanna swing through and sign this, that would be great.
Yeah.
I can do that at the end of next week.
Perfect.
Sorry.
So like, yeah, like next Friday. I can't believe I'm in an SOS area that has internet that drops in and out. We were talking about like private cable optics and everything here. It's like being like the wild, wild west. And,
You know,
and I'm literally just in Western Mass.
I would really like to know if rural electrification that happened in whatever century that happened in the United States, I wondered if it was as spotty at first and problematic at first, and so,
Broadband?
yeah, so Brian at the end of a long driveway didn't get it for 5 years, and I on the road got it immediately. I wonder if that
Wasn't-
happened.
I remember
I'm gonna guess
And
it
this
did,
is
and I'm
sort
gonna
of
guess it
off
was in
subject,
welfare areas first.
in Texas, Lyndon Johnson sort of made his career as a state legislator by getting a bunch of rural Texas areas hooked up with electricity.
Hmm.
And it was a major
Even in the,
Deal.
that would have been the fifties.
fifties, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
So-
even in the fifties, they didn't, this is
Yeah.
interesting.
So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was same kind of
Yeah.
process,
Did you hear that? Oh, Ben's gone, too bad.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
And Joe Maxwell is here. Is he speaking to us?
He, he's here for the second subdivision.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect, that's what we're up to,
And that's where we are, right?
where we are.
yeah, Seckler subdivision. Yeah,
Somehow, the subdivision got approved, but upgrading the class 4 section of Old Tavern Road never got approved. So I need to know what you need to approve that. The plans were sent to the town engineer at the time, and then the trail goes cold. And I've called that engineer. And I've also spoken to Joel's engineer who worked.
and who's Joel?
He is the owner of the Sackler subdivision.
Okay,
So I've talked to, I've left messages with a bunch of engineers trying to see if that was ever approved, but I would just recommend having our current town engineer say whether the plans for upgrading Old Tavern Road are up to snuff. That would involve signing a contract with her. We also need to have her estimate the cost of the whole project, and we get 1% of the cost of the whole project
So,
back. So that, I assume, would cover all the engineering we need done.
Do you have this? Did you send this to?
No, Shauna,
Put that
so
together?
just showing us recap, yeah.
Okay, so.
but let me look at it and see
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
missed any
So
points.
you're asking us to do this part, I think.
Also to approve, yeah, it's on there.
Right, two approvals, right?
One approval and one estimate.
Approval for the estimate.
I got, just trying to wrap my head around this, the Seckler subdivision, the actual subdivision is all in Andover, is that right?
No, it's
No?
all in Weston.
All in Weston?
Yeah.
The
road, it'll be accessed over a part of Andover's road and a part of, well, the Andover part of Old Tavern Road and 200 feet of the western part of Old Tavern Road. It doesn't make any sense till you go out there. Do you
Yeah,
know where Nate Heberts live?
This is up Dale Road, right?
Yes.
It's
So
right.
you go up Dale Road to the
Andover.
to the Andover line, and Old Tavern Road
Came out there, right?
comes out there.
Yeah.
It's just a track right now.
Yep.
And that's the part that we're talking about upgrading.
Yes, and I mean, I don't know why they approved the subdivision without getting that paperwork first, but we
Well,
can't find
no-
anywhere where.
are we talking about Dale Road or Old Tavern Road here?
Old Tavern Road, Old Tavern Road, there's an old part, very old part of Old Tavern
Right.
Road that cuts from the end of Old Tavern Road, cuts over to Dale Road toward, at the Andover line, actually.
Uh-huh, before the Andover line, but on our side?
No,
Wait, Jeff, no, it's
So
here.
Jim, the Old Tavern Road goes up Old Tavern Hill and gets up to where the town stops maintaining now, and becomes a class 4 road.
Right.
That goes up through and connects to Dale Road just past the town line. So there's a portion of that road from Dale Road down that is in Andover. And there's a portion of that road that's in the town of Weston. And this was I was on the board at the time when this development came up. And they actually, at one point, wanted to come in from the lower end of Dale Road. And there was so much involved. Ellis Speech was the engineer and it was gonna be very difficult, so we went to Andover. And Andover said they could fix that up. And I believe at the last meeting, that Will attended, that I was here, I think I read a motion that I made. Basically, everything had gotten approved and that it was supposed to be sent to the town's engineer for their review. And unfortunately, Ellis Speeth has passed away, who was Sackler's engineer. Will, if you could tell me who our engineer was at that time, they're no longer in business.
They are in business, but it's under new ownership, right?
Well, it doesn't come up as the same name, so, but I would have thought Sackler, if it had gotten approved, would have the document saying.
Well, I asked, Joel's engineer used to work for, Speed. And he doesn't have it.
So I think that what I would do as the town, because that's what Will's asking for, is a two-part thing. I would approve the first part to send it to our town's engineer now. And if our town engineer approves the plans, then the second part of my motion would be to then have her do a cost estimate. But if she turns down the road extension, you wouldn't need her to do a cost estimate until you redid everything. Yeah, you follow me there?
Mhm.
So you're,
But we need to sign a contract with her.
and I would sign the contract saying, look at the road. If the road meets the specs, we'll come back to you for the other half of the contract. I wouldn't sign both sides of it, because if she says the road doesn't approve, why do you need her to review the project?
Who's responsible for paying for the upgrade of the road?
The Joel is.
Developer. will-
Joe, yeah,
Okay.
but then ongoing maintenance.
It's the towns.
But if it,
No, it
No.
won't be, so,
It-
till they,
Unless the town has a new policy of taking over.
it'll still be a
Class
class
four
4 road.
be a class 4 road now. Now, mind you, once they have, I believe it's 3 residents on that road, they could petition if it was brought up to town specs that the town take it back over.
But they'd have to get both towns to do that.
Right, and I'm just saying, that it probably wouldn't happen, but
Right,
I think the first step is to get the engineer to say, the road as Ellis Speed designed it in the end of his designs for that project. If our town engineer says that, yes, this meets the standards that the town has, and she approves it, then you say, that part of it's approved, now you need to do the cost estimate.
mhm.
I hope that makes sense the way I explained it.
Makes sense to me.
Got it. And it's kind of how Sean has it outlined here at number 1,
Yeah,
2,
that's
3.
right. That's right. Joel, do you have some comments here?
Thanks. No, I appreciate you taking this up, and we've gone through with Will's help all of the plat approvals, and been able to see that, and I think we were honestly surprised from looking at those approvals. It looks like, right, the road was approved there as well, because there's a picture of the road and a stamp for it, and also, I think we're just trying to. So this was unexpected from our end, and so we'd love to be able to, hopefully get this to a resolution quickly, recognizing there's been a lot of effort and work put into it up to this point. So I thank you very much for, taking this up.
So Joel, does Jeff's suggestion, do you have any issues with that?
No, that makes sense. And I think that, my hope would be that the town engineer finds this, up to standard, because the standards that Ellis designed are still the standards that exist today from everything that we understand.
Okay. But if somebody want to,
I'm a little, so select board decisions needed on this sheet are to authorize MSK Engineering to provide written approval to the upgrades. The second decision we need to make is to authorize MSK to prepare cost estimate. And then, but then action requested down below is written approval on an Old Tavern Road upgrade. We're not prepared to do that, right?
That would be the last step.
After,
Okay, that's what I
So-
thought,
after
yeah.
the engineer.
The first step is actually authorize
Engineer.
MSK to work for the town.
Yep.
And then to approve me to send her someone has to sign a contract. And then
Yeah.
she'll review the class 4 section of the road and see what.
So can you get MSK to send us a copy of the contract for this first phase?
I might already have it, but I'll.
Yeah, but we don't have it here.
Right.
The
Okay.
link is expired and it only goes to your email, so I was just trying to get it. but-
Okay,
Okay, so I move that we authorize MSK Engineering to study and potentially provide written approval on the Old Tavern Road upgrades.
you have a second?
Second,
And just out of curiosity, Joel, what's the status in Andover?
The so Andover had previously shared an approval for this, and we will be following up with them once we hear from Weston, and Weston is feels good about the go-ahead plan. Yeah, and Will, just for clarification, so in the plat plan, right, which on file with the town, right, it shows the extension as part of that plan, right, as part of that, and so the additional specs that are needed, it like is beyond that, or
No, it's just the town's engineer never approved LSP's plans that we can find any record of. The whole overall plan was approved, so as far as zoning is concerned, everything was approved, but upgrading the road was never approved.
Or might have been approved, but we don't have a record.
Might have
of
been
it.
approved and it
Yeah.
was not in Cheryl's files, it was not in the zoning files.
yeah, and the piece that was a little
Should have, would have been an access permit as well, because as I've stated numerous times, any work done in the town right of way needs an access permit.
Mhm.
So, Sean and I even spent some time on it, trying to track it down a little bit in her office, and because I was involved in it, many years back, I kind of knew the whole thing. And so, to say it had a something had a zoning permit, zoning and highway access are two different things. And I think that's why it was supposed to go to the engineer so that we didn't do something foolish as a select board and say, yeah, you can put in a road and rebuild this and it's gonna dump a whole bunch of water down here. We just were looking for professional opinion to say, we agree with LSP engineering. And I think that's right where we're at. It gets sent to the engineer, she or he says they agree with it, and it comes back to you and you guys say, that part's done. They still will need an access permit.
Yeah, but that's
That's
next
different.
phase.
And I think it's easy.
Yeah,
It's
and this will
easy.
happen pretty quickly. Yeah.
We have
Okay,
a motion on the floor.
so we have a motion on the floor.
Yeah,
Any other discussion or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Okay, I'll
Motion
go send her
passes.
an
Thank
email.
yeah,
Great.
great.
thanks, Will.
thank you, Will. Thank you.
Thank you, Joel.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Joel.
Joe.
Thanks all. Appreciate it.
Someday you'll get this built.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
Okay, generator maintenance bids. Sorry,
Oh, I-
that's not,
Christmas.
that's not this.
Nope, that's a
That's the new
letter,
business. Is it?
that is a letter from John Skinner.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, that'll be under old and new.
Wait, are these new bids?
No, but it's the same, the HB Energy bid for the 419.
Yeah, we needed clarity
Yeah,
on
we
something.
couldn't
And then,
quite figure it out.
we had Harry's generator rewrite their bids. so it's more clear.
Gary's generator.
And HB is just the blank form that you fill in, and it would be the 419 times 2. And then Gary's generator did.
Got it, these are blank, okay.
Yeah, and then Gary's generator did one invoice stating what it would be for the generator both to be maintained, and then he also would like to add some parts to the new generator to prevent freeze up, which would be a one-time.
Okay, oh, I got it. So this is for the maintenance, which is $657.51 for the 2 generators, town office and little school. And this is a bid to provide additional parts, waiving the labor charge, if they are installed at the time of service. To help with winter freeze ups. So this one is $657.51. What's that?
These
total?
would be $838, $419 each. For,
This is for the parts. Sorry, no, this is for the whole, this is for the 2 maintenance of the 2 things,
And these are
$657.
the extra parts.
These are the extra parts that he
So
wants
we're
to do at the same
talking
time.
roughly $1,100 here.
if, yeah, but no,
12, almost 12.
But not for the bids.
right, we don't have to do that other part, right?
The bids are the bids are the bids.
The bids for
Yeah.
maintenance is, this one is much less than the HB one.
Yeah, these are
Yeah.
$838 and that's what, 6 something?
Yes, $657.
Right, but even if you recommended add these parts in, sorry, Jeff.
No, I think Gary is telling you when he's saying to add these extra parts, that you're looking at a problem that somebody else didn't see.
Right,
And as far as I'm concerned, and probably 80% of society in Weston will tell you that Gary's generator service is the guru of generators.
He was very helpful.
I saw he was here and
Yeah.
I called him to my house and he came to work on a generator that I have. He couldn't figure it out that day. His wife said he didn't sleep last night and when he called you at 7 this morning, he had
figured it
the
out.
problem and he would buy with the switch in an hour.
It's so funny.
That's the personality.
I think he's, yeah, we use him, he's great.
Yeah,
Testimonial here.
so. Do
I
I,
move we accept the contract, the bid from Gary's generator to maintain the little school and the town office generator, and to accept his bid for installing at the same time the parts that he's recommended.
I second.
There you go.
okay. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Please go back.
Thanks, Jeff.
Oh, okay,
You're getting.
We don't need
carried
it.
away
we don't need it.
Well, we might need to say that, who knows?
No, I mean the envelope.
Oh, right, the envelope. That's true, we don't need that.
Just trying to put it away.
there. Okay, yeah. Progress report or
Yes,
on,
I'm just trying to get
update
my
on,
cheat sheet here.
Yeah.
708 Main Street.
So the state has chosen 708 Main Street for an environmental site assessment.
you guys know who we're talking about here?
Yes.
Okay. 708 Main Street is that wreck of a house that's on the
Little white house,
riverside,
yeah,
little
yeah.
white house, just opposite the driveway to Walker.
Walker Farm,
Got it,
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
right.
That's what I
Okay,
thought. it
no, I
was.
did.
Okay.
I don't know that it's random, but it hasn't been asked of us to do at the other 2 houses that we've closed on,
What hasn't?
this ESA
Oh.
assessment. So we asked Merrill Bent,
Mm-hmm,
if we should do it just and she said absolutely do it because you don't want,
to be,
if
become liable for that.
right. There is funding through Wyndham Regional for this brownfield concern. I filled out the application and it should be in those packages if you wanna take a look. That would pay for the first round, I believe, if there's still funding available for this assessment.
Phase one.
Phase one. If it comes back positive, phase two, I think that we would be on our own for funding. I have asked FEMA and VEM if doing this, any other towns have ever recouped the funding at the time of closing. I don't see why we couldn't do that, why we wouldn't. They just like passed me off saying like, no one's ever done that. Just fill out the application, do this phase one, and that's what it is. I don't see why we would have to, why the town should pay to do this, but I did fill out.
To do phase two, you mean?
To do phase two,
Right,
or even
it-
phase one. I mean, I sat there
Well,
for a
Wyndham
really long
Regional
time.
Right,
is
because
saying
someone's
they'll
getting
pay
paid
for
for it.
phase one, is that right?
If there's
If they
grant,
approve the application,
if there's grant money left.
if there's grant money.
Yeah.
I did fill it out to the best of my ability. I've never filled up
I
anything
thought you did a
else.
great job.
Thanks.
It's really,
But, you know, like, I did spend 4 hours on it, so.
sure, there's a lot of answers, a lot of questions, I should say.
I guess, so. It would seem to me that if we do phase one, we're committed to phase two, because you don't wanna find out in phase one that you have a problem and then not do anything about it, because then you're really liable. You know you
Yeah.
have a problem
Well, do
and you
we,
haven't done it. So then the question is, do we wanna even do phase one?
Why,
That's why
why
it's
is the
narrow.
town liable? If
Because if
we find
if
that,
phase one fails, right, can't we just pull out? I mean, we'll say we're not gonna go through with the buyout.
Well, can I just, I'd like to separately say something? They're looking for soil and water sampling, that's looking for, stuff. We have some evidence of that, because we did some water sampling right in that area, I did. And they did a sampling of all of that water. So we have,
and how was the water?
I have to look, I got the updates, I'm gonna have to go back into my email, because I'm not doing the sampling anymore, just because
Yeah, and Katie, what were they what were they looking for?
they were looking for E. coli, they're looking for, like, I actually have the list of everything, hold on, let me,
I'm just wondering if they're looking for the same things. They were
Right.
looking
I
for
don't
the
I
think
same
think this
they're-
would
things.
be household
maybe I should cross.
Oil, stuff
oil,
like that,
propane.
yes.
Hold on. Katie,
Hi, Jim.
hi, you're on. We got everybody talking,
Mhm.
and so you're on.
Okay, so let me, so I sampled once. And I gave all my samples and it was basically everything. And I wish I had all my stuff. Because I didn't bring that stuff with me. Everything's up in Vermont right now. But I did get, results. Okay. This, I'm gonna have to do a little research here. I'm sorry, I don't want to waste anybody's time. Obviously, so I can go back and I can do a little bit more. I don't know.
Okay, Katie,
Yeah, sorry
You'll-
about that.
you'll be back.
I will go and get all the information and I'll give it to you guys.
okay, let me just throw something out. If we get a grant to do phase one, and two things will happen, either it'll pass, or it won't, and if it doesn't, then somebody is going to have to clean the place out, right?
So that's the other thing, the homeowner is responsible for cleaning out the home.
I found
Which
it. Sorry
he
to
has-
interrupt. I just found it. Sorry to go on, please.
He hasn't done any of that, he knows that he's liable for, or, has to do that. We still haven't got the proposal or the appraisal back for that property yet either, because we couldn't get inside because he sent the wrong keys. So this one is definitely delayed on our schedule. And I did just receive, I looked quickly tonight, that they're trying to move forward with tearing down the other two properties.
So but Jim, you weren't talking about cleaning out the house, you were talking about cleaning up the hazardous waste.
Yes,
If they find hazardous waste, or they find evidence in phase one, they find evidence of hazardous materials, then somebody has to be responsible for cleaning that up when the house is torn down. Is that what you're saying?
before well, that's what I think,
I would say.
yeah.
So what if but you were saying, Sean, I'm not sure what you meant when you said, well, we just don't accept the buyout.
The town can pull out of the buyout process at any point up until like they knock it down.
Okay, and so what happens then? The house just stands there, sits
Yeah,
there,
it's
as
the
a
owner's house.
derelict
Yeah.
building. That doesn't seem like a good solution.
That is not a good solution, but my only point is that Wyndham Regional, I'm not too interested in having the town pay for a bunch of stuff for the house and not get reimbursed, because the owner, what we're basically doing is writing a check to the owner.
Right, a pretty good sized check.
And so if Wyndham Regional is agreeing to do this this
Phase one.
ESA first thing, great, I think we ought to authorize that. And then see what happens. And then go from there. But to me, the owner, he doesn't wanna come up and clean the place out. But there are people who will come and clean the place out, that you can buy that service. The town isn't gonna buy it. I think the owner should buy it.
And I have kind of made it clear, I am also not finding those people for him.
Yeah,
Right,
That's not your
Right.
job.
right.
So, something you said way back at the beginning. Why are they asking for this process on this house when they didn't ask for it on the other two houses?
I
think
think
it's,
the relation to
The
being
river,
right on the river.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
Probably.
what I think.
The other thing I'm thinking is, and I think you guys you almost said it. This happens all the time, right? FEMA buyouts. I would think that there would be a process in place for, here's your check, right? But here's the net check after anything else that has to be done gets taken out of it. Like this, we can't be the first people having these conversations of a town taking over something.
Every time we
saying,
talk to them, it feels like we are the first people in the world who
To ask that question. I know, it just
Very
sounds so
strange.
weird, yeah.
But, okay, you're right, so the money that we get from FEMA, some of that is,
The owner gets it,
the
right?
owner gets it, but we get to take our cut first.
Well,
Do we? I
that's
don't
our
know.
hope.
No, we don't. She said-
No, we don't take a cut of it, but don't we take ownership of the property and then we use that property for usage of the town?
No, it goes to a zero green space.
Oh,
We have
no,
to
zero
maintain
greens.
it.
Okay, sorry. Okay, thank you. Yeah,
And
thank you for the reminder.
so Katie, just to be clear, at the end of this whole thing, the owner gets a check for the property.
Yep.
The house gets torn down, the land gets cleaned up, and then the town gets the property, and the town has lost the property from the tax rolls.
Right.
And the town is responsible for maintaining it.
Right.
And I think that property is, put a couple of park benches there and mow the lawn every couple of weeks. That's gonna be a gorgeous little place to, just watch the river go
It's a
by.
key space, yeah.
Yeah,
But the
But-
town
But we don't
isn't
wanna
making
take
any
on-
money
but
off
the
of-
town is making no
Is that
money on
losing
it, and,
Oh, yes.
yeah, we're losing money.
I have a
So-
lot of time in all these projects.
Yeah.
But there's no way to put anything there to make money off of it because it has to.
No.
No,
It can't be.
Never.
Right, it can't be because it's just dead space there.
right,
Do we have to do this?
No.
What do you mean, do we have to?
Well,
Do we have to do this study?
We do not. Merrill, the town attorney, recommended that we do it, but we don't have to,
but if Wyndham Regional is paying for it,
if there's enough.
if they have enough money,
But
so,
then we're left on the hook if they don't have the money.
Well,
well,
it wouldn't start,
no,
like, we
no,
wouldn't
no.
authorize it until we know.
yeah.
Okay.
What I'm, here's my motion, or here is a good motion. I think that we apply for the
Give
grant
it to us.
to do the environmental site assessment from Wyndham Regional. Period. If we get it, then somebody is going to do the environmental site assessment. Presumably Wyndham Regional will have a name in mind. They've probably done this before.
Mhm.
And we'll see what comes out of it. And then we'll there'll be some other steps and we can
Take them at the
we
time.
can take them at that time.
And so really, your motion really is just to authorize the application for a grant to do phase one.
To
of
have
the
Wyndham
ESA.
Regional do phase one, yes,
Yes.
that's it.
Yeah, period.
I second that.
Any other thoughts, comments?
Just
Yeah,
what I said, I just keep reading.
I have just one quick question, sorry.
Go.
You were talking about putting, like, it's a possibility, this probably is a no, maybe is no point to saying this. We're talking about like putting park benches and doing something that like, is like the idea of like, why not set up like a chess space?
Like a what?
Like, like have like, you know, like you go to like, you're in the city and there are just areas where people have just can go and play chess. They have like established.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
So when I mean
right.
established places, I mean like that's kind of like a meeting communal space. If you're gonna sit on just a park bench, you can also sit on a park bench and do something. I don't know. Just a thought. Sorry.
Yep. Great idea, but yeah,
Not the time to talk about it, but it was just a thought.
exactly. So.
I didn't want to lose it, Jim. Okay.
Okay. No, that's a cool idea. I like that.
Isn't it like competitive chess?
Yeah. Okay. All in favor?
All in favor?
I
Aye.
Okay, done.
So where are we?
Why are we back to this painting of the town office? Didn't we do this already?
We saw this, but I think weren't we waiting for another, or am I crazy? Maybe that was the other one.
Nope, I sent an email saying we have one bid, that's it.
That's right, you said, do we
Oh,
want to
that's
move
what it was. It was
forward?
just the one bid.
Right.
Are the bids closed now?
Because it's under the $10,000, we don't need to
That's
have-
what you said, thank you, right.
Oh, okay, all
Right.
right.
And because we've only had one in the past 3 years, I've been trying to get one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Can I just ask, we have somebody who's going to be working out here repairing the entrance, right? Repairing the pillars and
They did it,
They did it?
yeah, a while, maybe a month ago.
Oh, good. Oh,
Wait,
that's why.
the same person the same person did that?
No, somebody else.
Oh, somebody
Okay,
else.
so
Okay,
that's
I was-
done.
I was-
So we're gonna have a question.
Right, wanted that done for, yeah, I hear you.
Okay, great. I move that we approve this payment and this bid.
Second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Purchasing and procurement policy.
It includes the old one and then the new one.
Thank you.
I didn't get through these yet. Shit.
I'm gonna move well, has anybody read this? I haven't.
I have not, I somehow skipped
have.
over.
Oh,
I
great.
get to almost everything, but this one I skipped. How does it look?
It looks terrific. It's much more concise and,
It looks better just by glancing.
but I actually Shauna, I just have one question. I don't know if I should ask this now, but let me ask this now. Under the old policy has a section called bid submission.
Oh, and I didn't,
Well, that's all right, but you have this information elsewhere. You have this, under, oh yeah, under competitive procurement methods. Number 2, formal bids, RFPs required for purchases of 15,000 or more. Bid specifications must include scope, deadline, this is page 2. Scope, deadlines, insurance, bonding requirements, etc. That's all in the original policy of bid submission under the section called bid submission. But what's not there is a question about fraud, or the statement about fraud and the time of day the bid came in. And I don't know why it's important, the time of day the bid came in.
I don't know either.
If 2 bids were equal,
I think most bids, when this was written, were brought in here. I don't think, I mean, I only get emails and things, so I know what time of day it was sent.
It doesn't matter what time of day it was sent.
Well,
It's not a first come, first serve then.
So like for the fuel bids, I did say noon, because that's when I leave the day before,
Yeah,
because I don't wanna get,
right, of course.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
No, that
It
makes
just,
sense.
yeah,
Yeah, well, that's
but I
for the
can put it
deadline.
in, yeah. I can put in the time,
I don't,
it just,
I don't think we need it.
Just-
To
we
your
just-
point, we're not gonna,
as long as there's a clear deadline, yeah,
right.
right.
What's the deadline?
And is there a statement about deadlines in here?
Let's see.
I don't,
Well, are you talking about deadlines to have the job done or deadlines to submit the bids?
Oh, yeah, there we go. Bid specifications must include scope, deadlines, etc. But that's for the bid, like when I'm gonna get it done by.
yeah, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, scope and insurance and any special conditions, I mean.
I actually don't think you need it. That's fine.
I'm
I don't think you need that. The issue about, and maybe you don't need either. Again, under the original policy, page 2, bid submission, paragraph 2. Bidders shall bid to specifications, blah, blah, blah. A bidder submitting a bid thereby certifies that the bid is made in good faith without fraud. Maybe you don't need this either, collusion or of any kind with any other bidder for the same work.
Yeah,
Although it could go under conflict of interest and ethics in your new policy. That is the prevention of fraud.
Right.
I think it should go under conflict of interest and new,
Yeah, Katie, I think so too.
I think it should go under conflict of interest.
I also am not sure, I don't know if Kim looked this over. And this was on the list of policies that the auditors wanted updated.
mhm.
And I did, make sure that the checklist, but I haven't had a chance to talk to Kim about it. I've sent it to her. She knows about it, but I haven't physically said.
Okay, so
what are your thoughts?
yeah, good. So I think you're right. I think we table it
Okay.
and then
Check
get
it,
Kim
run
to
by
look
Kim.
at it. Yeah.
Should we send it to the auditors? Send a copy to the auditors to have them,
I mean, we
They're gonna
did when
charge
we
us to look
did
at
the
it.
fraud policy one.
okay.
I mean, we just sent it to them because that's what they wanted.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know that we sent it to them.
Well, so I have a question. If we send that to them, if we send it to the auditors, we have to send it to the lawyer too? To have like, is this,
I mean, there's so many,
or is it like, I don't know, like, at what point, like, how many people are we, like, what is the, what is the scope of who's involved?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that
I mean, maybe that might be, I don't know, maybe that's just
It
curious.
probably-
How many people are gonna be involved?
Yeah, I don't think, I think we send it to Kim. I don't think we need to run it by Merrill. I mean, this is,
Or
this
the
fast
auditors.
muster.
Right.
Or I think we pass it and send it to the auditors, and if they have some comments, we can modify.
So did you get the new policy? Did you get that from VCRD or did you
I take their sample and then like,
add our stuff to it?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Okay, great, perfect. That's great.
Okay,
I like to make sure that they have like, when they state all the laws, I like to make sure that they're in ours and then,
Yeah,
and then work from that.
yeah, no, that's good. That's great. Perfect. Yep. Done.
Guys, I have a visitor to the group. This is.
Oh, hello there.
Oh,
Hey, Bob.
This is Frida.
Frida.
hi, Frida.
You better sign in.
Frida is one.
Oh, one. Oh.
Yeah, she is 1 year old.
Oh.
Okay, check warrant reports.
Check warrant reports.
Number 17.
I'm gonna have to look at this on my phone quickly, so the video might just cut out.
Okay. Oh my
Stipends?
goodness,
Wait, are we gonna get a check?
look at us.
We get a check?
Who's that?
The library?
No, for
No,
the-
no, these are the select
stipend
board.
For the select board.
Oh, yes, probably, because taxes are coming in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Whatever am I going to do with all that money? I mean, it is
You
such a nice
head down to
little
the
bit.
North Shire bookstore.
Linda, you're gonna
Oh,
pay your
no.
taxes.
That's right, I'm gonna pay my taxes, that's what I'm.
You're gonna pay your taxes. is
That's
what you're
pretty
gonna
much it.
Part of my taxes.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for a motion here on check warrant report 17B.
B or A?
17A, isn't it?
17A, it says at the top. Oh, A and B.
I've got.
We have two. We have two. 17A and 17B.
All I, yeah. Okay, do we want to do, who wants to move 17A?
I got it.
Okay,
So I move to approve check warrant report 17A in the amount of $11,601.52.
Second?
any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
I think I have two copies of the same thing here.
You may.
You don't have, the stipends, the second,
That's stipends there
yeah.
and stipends there. I have two copies of the same thing here.
Here you go, Brian.
Kim did it this afternoon, so she may have just printed 5, because that's what she always does, you know?
Okay, great. Yep.
Kim, the printer of 5 things.
Oh, hell, I may have done the wrong one. Oh, no, we just did the,
We did 17A in the
A,
amount of
okay.
11,601.
so now for B, do we have a motion? Take it away, Brian.
I approve, I'm sorry, I move to approve check warrant report number 17B in the amount of $15,075.81.
Oh, I see. It's on the second page. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have second?
I have a second.
Second,
Okay.
but Linda got it.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Two down. On your own paycheck there.
Mhm. Isn't this a conflict of interest? at some
I
point?
think so. I was just
Probably.
wondering that too.
Who else is gonna approve it if we don't?
Mhm.
You know, I never really knew a conflict of interest would mean so much in my life until I started doing this. And I was like,
Yeah,
everything's a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
You know, I'm only joking. Yeah, you know, me not being there is a conflict of interest.
okay. old and new business, I
I
have,
think we need to do vendors too, no?
Mhm,
oh, wait, yeah, you're right,
we
you're right,
do.
sorry,
Gotta pay the bills.
yeah.
In your head.
Brian, hit it.
Okay,
This
hold
is
on,
a-
I'm getting there.
This is a
Okay.
serious number here, buddy.
Okay,
So take a deep
I
breath.
move to approve check warrant report number 17 in the amount of $459,831.96.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Everybody's
Second.
breathless.
Sorry, second.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just looking at this grant,
Any other
Wilder Memorial Library.
discussion?
So we are a pass through, the library pays for the stuff, the
Okay,
grant gets reimbursed to us, we pay it to the
sweet,
library.
thank you. That's where that big number came from that I just,
It's just the type of grant
Got
it
it.
is.
thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. I have, some ancient history, I've been talking to, Mark Pickering and V-Trans about the no parking signs in front of the Westin, and it turns out that well, first of all, turns out that the only authority that can request no parking signs on state roads is a select board. So that authority resides with us,
Even though it's a state road.
even though it's a state road. We can
Interesting.
request it. The state would review it, but in
Okay,
general,
we
they
request.
grant those requests.
Okay,
The no parking signs on Route 100 in front of the Westin. He's saying, and I've got, more documentation on this. So basically, it dates back to a select board request in 1972, followed by a few modifications in 1977, and again in 2017. The 2017 changes were merely administrative in nature to clean up the certificate with more modern language and references. No actual changes taking place with the certified zones from 77. So they've been there since 1977. But the key motion here, or the key notion here, is that the town select board can petition the state via a letter to Ian somebody at V-Trans, and subsequent traffic committee approval if changes are deemed necessary. And the strong impression I got from him was that if we make the request, they will follow it.
To do
So-
what?
To
To
remove,
remove no parking signs or to keep them?
to remove them, well, I'm not saying that we want to do anything with those no parking signs, except that the point of all this is that those parking signs have been approved by V-Trans since 1977. And if at some point, just FYI, and I don't have a dog in the fight one way or the other, if it seems necessary to, or desirable to get rid of them, we can. One other thing is that that would, if those no parking signs were removed, it would be only registered passenger vehicles that could park in outside of the fog line, but within the state right of way on Route
Fog
100
line? What's the fog line?
in front of the Westin.
What's the fog line?
You've got the center lines and then those white lines on the side, those white lines on the side of called the
Sorry,
fog.
did you say FOG fog line?
Pardon?
Was it FOG line? Just wanted to clarify. It was fog line. I've just never heard it. I just want to clarify. Like,
FOGG is in golf.
got it.
Yes, fog. And I think they call them that because when it's really foggy, you end up looking at both
Mhm.
lines. But that's a sort of a term of art. But Mark said that whether those, even if those no parking signs were removed, the state would not approve of having semi-trailers, big trucks, parking in along that road
Delivery
because
trucks or
it
whatever.
would block the sight lines, SIGHT lines
Thank you, sir.
coming out of coming out of the Weston parking lot or Mill Lane to, coming out and wanting to make a left turn, you look and all you see is a truck. So that's a,
Okay, so really, so what you found is that, so the DRB and Will are looking at this issue of where trucks are parking and what parking is done at the Weston and at the bakery. And so what you've discovered is one piece of information which is really helpful, which is that those no parking signs can be there or not as we see fit, as the select board sees fit, which would be a recommendation we'd get from the DRB or from.
or a request from the Weston or from somewhere.
Right. But for right now, they're there and.
They're there and they're real.
Yeah.
But how does, I'm sorry, question, how does that go into and play into the whole thing that we've been talking about already, which is the pulling over on the side of the road and doing deliveries that are infringing on the safety, if they were talking about, like Jeff was talking about the safety of Mill Lane,
Yeah, that's
the point, that's the crux of it.
That's the
Yeah.
question, and this is just one piece of information
Right.
that can help.
But Katie, to your question, whether those no parking signs are there or not, VTrans would regard parking big trucks outside of the right of way, outside the fog line, outside the traveled way, but in their right of way, they would regard that as illegal because those big trucks block the sight lines. So when you're pulling out of either Mill Lane or the parking lot at the Weston and wanting to turn left, you can't see oncoming traffic. So
on a state, the most well-traveled state highway in Vermont.
On any state highway in Vermont, that's their
overview, right?
Yeah.
But
So
but also, how does that affect the idea of living in traffic already that's going on in Weston? Depending on the time of year, it's we want to it's complicated. I mean, it's not complicated, but it is nice to know that it does. We have a little more authority than we thought, right?
Well,
Not
we
more
have that
authority,
authority.
I don't know if that's the right vernacular.
Right.
And also, fog lines, I feel like I want to go dressed up as a fog line for Halloween. I don't even know what that is, but let's do it. Fog line. Jim Linville, you in?
I noticed that the bakery has ripped up their entire parking lot area, which it seemed like it had already been semi-established, but now
I'm
it's
not
all.
really sure what they're doing because they've dug a bunch of trenches behind the building.
And that was the same point of this conversation that they were having. So I was wondering if maybe they're actually revamping that so that they make space for what they're being asked. I didn't know.
There's a really large significant dog right in the middle of it, like right in front of the whole thing.
There's going to be a hearing the DRB is going to meet
Okay,
regarding
regarding that,
that, and that is going to be a very interesting,
okay,
I think that's going to
that would
be
be
interesting.
interesting.
Has that hearing been set yet?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
So I have another item of old business, which is we got that letter from the resident who lives on Boynton Road and wanted us to put a speed limit sign on because he was concerned that it was going so fast. And particularly on that one kind of blind curve hill there on Boynton Road. I don't know if you're familiar with it. So I said that I would go, my suggestion at that meeting was that because we really felt it would take an enormous an enormous study to put up speed limit signs on the whole road. We'd have to have a study done and it would be expensive and blah, blah, blah. So I suggested, well, maybe there's something we can do that would be helpful to traffic on the road. And so driving on the road, I was thinking, well, maybe we can just put up a sign that says blind curve so people will be slower there or something. But in fact, there are so many blind curves on that road that putting up one blind curve sign, there's already one further up. There's another there's a blind driveway sign, and then there's a slow driveway sign, I think, too. But there are so many issues on that road that are the same on there's those roads, the same thing happens on Dale Road.
Yeah.
There are no speed limit signs on any of these side dirt roads. Dale Road, Boynton Road, I was on Trout Club Road today, there were no signs, no speed limit signs there.
That is under the state recommendation.
Right.
Yeah,
That we not put
That we
signs.
not
Yeah,
So I
because
think,
don't
the
patrol it.
default speed limit
yep,
is 50.
is 50 miles an hour.
yep.
And
That's so unsafe on a dirt road.
well, exactly, and.
Like a gravel dirt road.
What a traffic study would cost.
I have emails in, but I haven't.
Okay.
Well, but so we already decided we're not gonna do that traffic study. So my investigation really was just, is it worth our time to mollify or to help out this resident
Right.
a little bit?
It was a good,
Yeah.
Linda, I have a
Or
sorry,
put
Linda, I
a, put
have
up
a-
a driveway
there's not-
sign or,
But there's so many places on that road, you have to have a sign every 10 feet.
Well, is it a sign or do you remember those, those like reflective things that like show who's coming? You know what I mean? Like, it's like the idea of like,
Like a
blind
mirror?
curve, right? Is that an option too? Like putting a reflective, like thing so you can see what's coming?
Mirror.
Like a blind
Mirror.
curve?
Every 10
He's got
feet.
his grandchildren on the road, so I don't know that a mirror
yeah.
would.
Yeah, I mean, that just sounds, I don't know.
Right,
I've seen
so
them on
he's
the vineyard,
concerned
I'm just saying.
that's even a blind curve sign is not gonna make a difference.
I mean,
to his
I think there's a
grandchildren.
slow children at play sign, but I don't know if that's a state.
Isn't
There's
that just
one
that?
very small, slow children at play sign. That's right,
Hmm.
you are right on that. But it's not a state sign, it's not big
Isn't
enough.
that like a request from the homeowner to go to the town and then put the slow children living here? Like, I don't know, or is it just like?
That's what he's done. He's,
Oh, okay.
That's the letter we got last
Okay,
time.
right. Linda, what are your thoughts after driving the town and figuring out that? I feel like you're like, I did an investigation of the roads. I'm like,
Yes, that's what I did. I investigated.
I love it.
roads.
Like Linda spent like so long. She's like writing notes on the
What did you
investigation.
there? Something like super sneaky?
I dressed up as a
Yeah,
dog.
line turn number 4. So what are your thoughts, Linda?
So I think we write him a nice letter and say,
yeah,
we can't, that's the state of these roads. We understand your
Right.
concern.
It's the same on so many other roads.
Yeah, I'm not sure that we can do anything
Yeah.
about it unless we do every road in the town.
and
And you
you know, again, the requirement, if you put up a speed sign, you've got to put up a sign at every change.
That's right.
So that means that you have to have a 50-mile-an-hour sign on Boynton Road, and then a 30-mile-an-hour sign, and then a 50-mile-an-hour sign. And then the other way coming, you gotta have 50 miles an hour, change it to 30, change it back to 50. And boy, that sounds
And
like,
that almost encourages people
that's
to do 50.
encouraging, yeah.
It
I
does.
No,
I
but
think
also,
that's,
who's going 50 miles an hour on Boynton Road?
Yeah,
A 19-year-old.
Like,
Well,
let's be
but-
honest, like,
but on
who's
some of
going there?
those-
I've driven Boynton Road. Nobody's going 50 miles an hour. That's unsafe and that's ridiculous. You're gonna.
Right, but that
it's-
doesn't stop somebody from doing it, Katie.
No,
and-
no,
and
no, you're
also-
right. No, you're right. I mean, yeah, no, you're right. But
And even going 40, even going 30
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
on
forget
some
it.
of those roads is too fast.
Yeah.
So,
I agree. I agree.
There are also, I just wanna make sure everyone got, there is
Yeah.
a letter from the Colonial House, the Coho. And there is
Yes.
also, from Denise Peniston.
On 54 Summit Trail, I wrote
Yeah,
that down, yeah. we
And
need
those
to
are
talk- we
two,
need
I
to
just
look at
wanna
that.
make sure that everyone, I've sent these emails, but
Yep, got them,
I
thank
just
you.
wanna make sure.
And that's about the future construction that's going on, or the stuff
Right, the construction that
that's gonna
may
reroute the
happen in
traffic.
26 or 27, right?
Yeah, that'll reroute the traffic.
They're 26, they're saying for Londonderry, and there's a possibility that it could move to Weston on 26, but they are thinking more along the lines of.
Right, so Coho feels like we kind of left them out of this
so
equation.
this Peniston, is she, did we pass this on to the listers?
They have it.
They have it,
They were all
okay.
included in that
Okay.
email.
Okay,
There is a kind of a list at the end, something about her mailbox and, 3 or 4 years ago, she
Yes.
said that the
We
road
dug a big hole.
dug a big hole.
her mailbox, I drove by there today, her mailbox looks fine.
She said it's inaccessible and they will not deliver mail there because of the big hole that we put there years ago.
so are we,
That's that. Mailbox
I'm
is
sorry,
fine.
can we just finish with the
Yeah.
Coho here? So will we write to them and say, I mean, we should respond to this in some way.
Correct, yes.
So we'll just
It's
write and
easy.
say
Why is
that,
mail-
that we will do what we can to be sure that all stakeholders are involved in discussion when the time comes for this construction to happen.
Okay.
I think, is that?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
We don't want them to think that we're not considering them, absolutely.
Yeah, and, you know, I apologize for, I suppose, although it's not our, it wasn't our fault that they got left out. It was V-Trans's problem. So what are we doing with, what's the deal with Peniston here?
Well, it sounds like she's grieving her assessment.
She's giving her assessment, but she, you know, she also brought up the road, the driveway and the mailbox situation. I just
Right,
wanna check all my boxes and make sure everyone knows.
right. I mean, we can address some of this or
Uh.
just respond to it, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I haven't
That's her-
read this, so.
That's her driveway and mailbox. I drove by today.
She's saying they won't deliver mail there because there's a
That-
hole there. I don't know.
Oh, because the car can't go right next to it. I see.
I know.
The mail delivery truck can't go right next to right next to the mailbox. They don't like to get out of the car to.
Well, then she
deliver
should
it.
move the
I
mailbox.
don't really, like, I don't have a mailbox because I live on an intersecting highway and every single time we had a mailbox, the state plows destroyed them.
Yeah.
I don't, you know, I mean, is this like is this,
We've been through that over and over and over again on, you know, people.
On
mailboxes
every
just
turn.
get knocked off plows, they do.
She's saying there's still it's there.
I feel like, you know, it's like, I feel like I where I live, like,
Driveway and their attempt to direct water down the street. Well,
Well,
I've asked the
that,
number,
there is a culvert.
is that what she
there,
means?
Under her driveway,
Sorry,
which
shouldn't have laughed.
is her culvert and it's her responsibility to keep it clean.
Can we-
Or the usual deal with culverts under driveways. And the culvert is,
Jim is pulling out his OnX map right now.
yeah, you can see the culvert is out there and it's on the upper side.
Can we ask,
Jeff?
yeah, I was gonna say, can we ask Jeff to just weigh in on this before
Sure.
we respond to?
Take a
Penny?
look, yeah.
This comment about the mailbox is buried in her grievance about her assessment.
Mhm.
So
Current mailman
Is
refused to
is a
deliver mail.
mailbox really a grievance?
No, it's not. That's just, it's just one other thing that makes the house less valuable, I suppose. But could we ask Jeff to weigh in on this?
Sure.
That would be great.
Yeah,
Thank you, Linda.
Yeah, and is, oh, I had something else.
What about, Deb Granquist's comment about the
Oh,
library,
yeah,
right?
that's what it was.
So,
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I
The
would definitely
the
be-
issue there is
someone
that
speaking.
there are various town officials too, in particular, and we don't need to name them necessarily, but have been addressing the workmen, the bread loaf workmen or the gurney excavating workmen directly and saying, you have to do it this way, you can't do it that way, what are you doing? And it's very difficult for those workmen, the bread loaf construction people, to know what the heck they're supposed to do if somebody comes and says, don't do it this way. So the library board is asking that those people, if somebody has a grievance with the way work is being done there, that they address the library, who's in charge of the library board, in the person of Deb Granquist, who's in charge of the project, and then she will convey the difficulty to the bread loaf people. It's just a
Yeah, too many cooks.
yeah, exactly right.
Can I make a comment on that? Just like a more of across the board thing where there are some things that like as select board that we oversee, right? So like, for example, like, you know, the DRB, we don't oversee them, but we like, we work hand in hand. Conservation Commission, that doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
At what point, what is the idea of like our boundaries, right? And respect of like, you know, like working together. Also, at what point, like, because, you know, for like, if we're gonna like talk about like different boards, Conservation Commission doesn't exist anymore, but it's up to us to be able to appoint people and figure out that whole thing. Does, I mean, I guess I'm making like a cerebral comment on like at what point do we, you know, it's like the idea of the roads, like, you know, where do you draw the line? You can't across the board do all the roads and because we don't have enough money to like have the studies, but also do we like, you know, going to like the you know, zoning and all these different things. How do we like as a group of people who are new to this, right? Like, well, like, you know, Denny and Jim, you know, you're this a lot, but like, how do we come together and draw a boundary of respect of
authority.
Of the different points of thought and effort, right? And I feel like I appreciated Deb's letter because it's very well written, but also it just made me think about, you know, all these different things, you know, the planning commission, all these, like how do we honor and respect and work together and moving. I don't know, that was just my thought.
I think, you know, in the case of the library, so I think you're asking about lines of authority and the select.
Authority is also not just like general respect, right?
Yeah, the select board authorized the library board to conduct that expansion project.
Right, so then it lies with the library.
Authority lies with the library, right? So if
Okay, cool.
it's an issue, they should go. And I think in the other cases, you know, if we have an issue with the way something's done, or we've had complaints about it, then we go to the chair of that particular organization and ask questions. In the same way, Jim, that you and I went to Will Goodwin and said, you know, we've had some complaints, we want to know how it is you work, and then resolve it that way. I think that's the best way to show respect for how, you know, all these different organizations that have authority and responsibility for aspects of town work. Does that make sense?
Well, also like, and to your point, this is a subcontracted company, and this is like a you know, because I was reading the thing, it was like a you know, a project manager essentially who feels like he's caught between like a rock and a hard space.
Yep.
Right? And that's just like a human thing, right? So, like business thing, but a human thing, and also like a town thing. So, I think that, you know, it's just, I don't know, we don't have to like draw a policy per se on like where are the lines that we draw, but also just have like a healthy discussion about it, you know, like we are right now, is acknowledging it and I mean, you know, as the idea is like everything shifts and flows and ebbs, like ebbs and flows and like shifts. Um, you know, what is going on right now doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be happening 3 years from now. So I feel like that's all I have to say. Yeah, that's it. I
No, it's a good thing to think about. It's important that we think about those things because we're
we're
prosecutors trying to do
adapting,
good
right?
work.
I mean, we're different from than we are 4 years ago when 5 years ago when COVID happened. You know, like everything's like very different. So, you know, it goes back to the idea of the 70s no parking signs. I mean, like is that adaptable to where we are now? You know, I don't know. So, anyways, that's all I gotta say. I appreciate all of you. Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Thank you. Yeah. So
Okay,
I'm like separated from you. I'm like, let's go, guys.
That's right.
okay, any other old or new business?
No.
Okay, we're adjourned.
Oh, I like
Have a
that.
good night, everybody.
Beautiful.
Good night, Katie, thanks.
Good night, Katie, have fun.
Bye. I'm gonna go hang out with